Now, Washington mornings on the Mall. And AM 630.
Happy Monday to you, 807 on WMAL. Brian Neiman, Brian Wilson with you. By the way, we have Congressman Archer Davis coming up about a half hour from now. Supported the president, no longer supports the president. Switching parties, may actually run for office here in Virginia a couple of years down the road. We'll talk to him about exactly why it is that he wants to jump ship. Coming up at 8:36 this morning. Tucker CARLSON's on the line from the Daily Caller, editor. And on the website this morning, I see the headline, Full Monty, erotic gay wrestler Kid Leopard now fundraising for Elizabeth Warren.
There you go.
Man, that's
a heck of a headline there.
That's fantastic.
You've never taken any cash from Kid Leopard? I mean, come on.
I have to say that I will watch wrestling every once in a while. I didn't know that there was a gay wrestling league that you could follow.
Well, there's gay wrestling porn.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and one of its, one of the big movers and shakers in the gay wrestling porn world is a fundraiser for Elizabeth Warren.
And is it possible that Kid Leopard has some type of Native American heritage?
I don't think there's any question that he's a direct descendant of some kind of Indian, just like Elizabeth Warren, who yesterday told a local TV station in Boston that if elected, she would be Massachusetts' first Native American senator. She's a candidate of color, Elizabeth Warren, though she's paler than I am. But that Senate race brings me more pleasure than really anything since Christmas as a child.
Yeah, it's amazing how she continues to double down on it every week, that, she's going to own the fact that she is Native American, and the fact is it doesn't appear that that is the case at all.
Well, it's not only untrue, it's hilariously untrue. And look, I admire, as someone who was lazy in high school, I admire, the ability to spin artful BS. But once you get exposed, you got to kind of give it up. And she's just ridden it, try to keeping a straight face. It's pretty impressive.
All right, I want to talk to you about what's going on in Wisconsin with the Walker recall effort. Depending on which polls you look at, it looks like it has tightened a little bit there, but it does appear that Walker is in the lead there. How significant is this in the grand scheme of things as we head into the November elections?
I think it's potentially quite significant. I mean, here you had maybe the biggest debate and clearest debate over the role of organized labor in public life, in 10 years at least, and the president has been completely absent. Well, I think that organized labor is going to lose. I think Tom Barrett, the mayor, is going to lose against the sitting governor, Scott Walker, and so that's a defeat for labor. But it's also fascinating to watch the president run away from this. Obama has not been involved. He's not campaigned in the state for Walker, against Walker for Barrett, and you wonder why. And I think the reason is they think they're going to lose, and they think that if he gets involved, he could lose Wisconsin in November, which would be completely devastating.
And I saw that they sent Bill Clinton in there. I actually sort of, knowing what I know about Bill Clinton's record on such things when he was governor and the sort of middle ground that he took on economic issues, I'm not so certain that if he were the governor of Wisconsin, he wouldn't be more aligned with Scott Walker than with Barrett.
I think he probably would now.
Yeah.
I mean, now that...
But he's in there battling for Barrett.
So rich. I think Clinton is probably moved right in economic issues since he left. And started buckraking, for all these years. But Clinton, I have to say, really is the leader of the Democratic Party. Obama is not. Clinton is the one who's willing to show up, in races where the odds are against him and throw his prestige on the line anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's done it again and again. And by the way, he's been on the losing side of a lot of races, but that's what you do if you're a loyal party guy. And that's what Obama should be doing if he cared about the Democratic Party and not just his own political fortune.
But I think the most telling thing about Wisconsin is that Scott Walker is actually running on his record. He's saying, this is what I wanted to do. I did it, and it's actually working, and that's why I should stay as the governor, unlike the president who continues to run attack ads and not really run on his record.
That is such a good point, and that's why it's a beautiful race as far as I'm concerned, because it's not about dumb things. It's not about, their personalities or, whether they hired illegal nannies or, the non-issues so many races turn on. This is a big issue. What is the role of public employees unions? Should they, are they entitled to the stuff or are they not? And that's no matter what side you're on, you recognize it's a big deal, it's a legitimate issue, and you're right, they're running openly on it. So it's going to be fascinating to watch the outcome.
You know, in Washington, we all know the name Thad McCotter. He's sort of an interesting character, a Republican member of Congress. He was in the leadership for a short while, actually thought about running for president and decided that wasn't going to go anywhere. And then there was a mistake. He didn't file enough names to get his reelection effort for Congress in order. And over the weekend, he made the decision to not run for reelection. What do you think about all that?
What a blow. I mean, look, even if you didn't agree with his politics, or if you did, it didn't matter. There aren't that many interesting members of Congress left. And Thad McCotter was right at the top of that list. An ornery guitar player who smoked cigarettes wherever he felt like it, and an interesting guy with all kinds of ideas and willing to state those ideas. I mean, I feel sad. I really do. It's almost like when Jim Traficant, the Democrat from Youngstown, went to prison and they took his toupee away. And it was just a paler, more pallid, less interesting house after he left. I feel the same way with McConnell.
Yeah, I actually exchanged a quick email with him over the weekend, and I feel that he feels like relief at this moment. I think
I'm sure he does. I don't know how he wound up in Congress anyway. I mean, he's a little bit too direct for the job, but he'll do something more interesting, I bet you.
I think that's true. I think he probably will.
All right, as a libertarian, I wanted to get your take on Mayor Bloomberg wanting to ban 16-ounce sodas at restaurants and ballparks and places like that, not in convenience stores or grocery stores, by the way.
Well, it's idiotic. I mean, he's a Stalinist dwarf. I mean, we knew that already by his actions. He's obviously working out some sort of deep inadequacies, right? I mean, through public policy, and I feel sorry for him. What I don't understand is why New Yorkers would stand for this nonsense. I thought this was supposed to be a tough, independent-minded city where, nobody told New Yorkers what to do. It turns out they're sheep. They'll sort of do whatever you tell them to do. I mean, they're like good little lemmings. It's amazing.
I actually heard people say they like the idea.
Yeah, but they'll put up with it. Just like they banned smoking in parks on, let's see, what grounds? No grounds. There's no evidence that smoking in a park hurts anybody any more than diesel bus exhaust does. But they sat there and they took it. They sort of did as they were told. They obeyed. It's just depressing. I mean, yeah, obviously he's a little Napoleon who, history will laugh at. But the question is, are we becoming the kind of voters and constituents and citizens who take orders from midgets like that? I guess we are.
All right. Tucker Carlson, always good to have you here on our program.
I believe little people is the preferred.
Little people, sorry, I'm trying to be PC, but it's early. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, listen, talk to you later, Tucker.